Research has shown that 9 out of every 10 small-scale food processing business actually tend to fail within the first 2 to 5 years of operation. In this video, I'm highlighting to you the one reason why your small-scale food processing business is likely going to fail if it's not already down the drain. And this is simply because you are operating the classic food processing model. And what does that mean? It simply means that consider your food processing business to be a system. Fun fact, it's actually a system. You send in employees who are either working for you or with whom you are working, and then you have raw materials, and then you have utilities, water, energy, and taxes, everything that goes into transformation. Put into the system, then you have on the other side of the production chain products which you set up your distribution channel to sell. Of course, you collect the daily data every small business will collect, which is the daily sales record, which you seldom use. You can watch the video about data to understand the relevance of data in your business, which I will link somewhere in the description. And then once your products are ready, you move in for distribution and you sell. Sometimes you are operating at a profit or a loss, or sometimes at least you think you are making profit. At the end of the day, you keep operating in this loop, whereas a scalable food process business, for instance, McDonald's, Burger King, Guinness, KFC, and all the rest, who sell franchise, and you are able to find them in multiple locations and they are able to exist for 50 years plus now, you realize that these businesses actually have, aside the classic model which you are operating, they have a feedback loop. They have a control loop, an analytical layer, a supervisory layer that will alert them in case of changes, which is what we as small businesses lack. Of course, you can be able to instill this layer in your production chain, meaning that before producing, they have set values. They say, okay, we are going to put in X quantities of employee effort, X quantity of raw material, X quantity of utilities, and this is what we are going to obtain as products at the end of the day. If there is a change, there must have been an error somewhere, or there must have been a modification somewhere along the production chain, which can even be linked to machine, which can be linked to operation, which can be linked to process, anything that has caused a slight modification in these figures which we now obtain, and they will root cause analyze, they will track back and identify. The system will alert them. If we are obtaining more, this is probably because of A, B, C, and D. If we are obtaining less, this is probably because there is root cause analysis. Whereas you as a small business, you don't feedback check. You don't verify. You obtain 20 cups today, it's fine. You obtain 10, it's fine. 25, it's fine. You might say, it's not the same like yesterday, but you do nothing about it. The truth is, you are supposed to have an expected value when you are starting production, and then you verify that value at the end of production. For instance, you want to produce 20 cups of yogurt of 300 milliliters each. You know that you need 2 kilograms of milk, 1 kilogram of sugar, and probably X quantity of additives to obtain that result. At the end of the day, you actually obtain 18 cups instead of the expected 20 cups. And then you just sit quiet and go and sell. You don't track back. So this process of obtaining the same results in food manufacturing or food processing day in, day out is actually known as standardization. But apart from standardization, your process line is supposed to be smart, intelligent, having a sufficient insight to alert you that there is a change. So you should be able to have set values, expected values, that as I'm putting in this quantity of ingredient, this is the amount of products I expect, and the products should be of this standard. Of course, if there is a change, you should be able to know, because you have a feedback loop. You have that verification loop that will alert you of changes in your system. It is very important. That way, you ensure that raw material use is in check, employee effort is in check, machine status is in check. That way, you cannot suddenly fall out of business. That way, you can hardly be cheated. That way, you know when raw materials are not properly managed. That way, you know and have consciousness of how products or how operations are taking place along your production chain. Of course, if you want to know more, or if you want to apply this in your production process, you can be able to link up with me in any of the social media links in the description. As well as, if this video was useful to you, a like will help push it to persons who might enjoy it like you, and a subs to the channel We'll keep you up to date with such content when they pop up again. So with that, I'm Habas, your food business growth consultant, and see you in the next video.